these are some of the cleaners that we use for the drains. Self-rinse cleaner, and then just an all-purpose cleaner. There's also like the maximum strength ones and stuff like that for like the condensers. Don't really use cleaners with condensers. Out of the manufacturers say just use water. So unless it's something super crazy, I don't know if you guys want to chime in on that. Unless something is super dirty, I don't like to use cleaners, especially the really heavy duty ones. Any input on that? On the cleaners for the condensers and stuff?
Don't use any chemicals on the microchannel coils. I mean, you absolutely have to. The yellow bag is microchannel safe. Usually, just water will do it.
So that all-purpose is just good to wipe down the walls, wipe down the air handlers and stuff like that. And then this like self-rinse cleaner for that coil. Put it up in a bottle, mix it with some water, and you can spray that in just the drain pan treatment. Throw it in the drain pan once they're done. And then when we're cleaning drains, look at brushes for everybody here. Take one factor long.
Hey, back to the condenser coils. If you use cleaners, make sure you're rinsing them, because those things will corrode the coil over time. And
Yes. So I don't like to use cleaners on it unless absolutely necessary. Like when we're putting to like split a coil, and doing some really in-depth cleaning on them. This water should be fine. Especially we've been maintaining most of these for a long time, so they should be fine. They should be clean. You'll get all that debris that's being collected out of it, but it shouldn't be super deep, dirty. Anyways, drain lines. When we're cleaning drain lines, we wanna. I don't know if somebody wants to help me out. How they do the drain line cleaning? Brought a little setup here. Just when you're cleaning out these drains, you wanna, if you can. I know a lot of these Q Smarts don't want. I know in these Q Smarts, a lot of the times we cannot get to the other side of that drain, right? You should be able to go outside, hook up, and you'll hear the vacuum in here, right? And you brush some water through your with your brush or whatnot. A lot of times you can't because these are common drains or there's no exit on the outside. It goes underground, whatever the sign that is. So we would hook up the shop vac here. Brush this right here, brush inside towards the unit as much as you can get with your brush, and then fresh water as much as you can. Run it till it's clear, pretty much. I know it's a little bit more difficult when you have a bunch of different units, like 20 plus units, but yes, run it till it's clear.
Common drains, sometimes tricky. When you have like common drains too.
Yes, when you have common drains, it's a little bit tricky. You can use something like this, you can hook it up here. Have a little adapter so you can hook it up here. Brush this. These are cool. You can. Sam, maybe we just supposed to do the same shoulder brush. So brush it as much as you can here. Try to get it in here. These brushes are the best, to be honest. Same thing here. As long as you can get it in there, as far as you can. Like I said, look at the shop vac. Hauling, okay. Click on shop vac, brush it, turn it on, flush water through it. I don't know if you guys have something that you guys like to do differently.
So Marino likes to go through and something that I've liked also with whenever you're doing those, whenever you're doing that last little bit for it, of hitting that your drain line solution, your evaporator cools, the drain pan treatment. Drain pan spray.
This one.
You knew exactly which one.
Been a while since he's seen the guys.
Of doing that while you're running the vacuum through it, so it kind of like creates this nice little mist all the way through that drain line for it. So it kind of helps with the treatment along the sides of it as well.
Nice. Whatever you guys like to do. Yeah. Everybody has a little bit different style or process, but ultimately we want to get these as clean as possible. Some type of vacuum, some type of agitation inside that drain line. Get all that gunk out. Condensate pumps, you get that vacuum, you vacuum up that pan, wipe down the inside of the pumps and stuff like that, and then flush a lot of water through there. The main thing is just trying to get at everything that we can access clean, right? Drain pans, I don't care, use 5 different brushes, whatever it is to make sure that those things are clean. Especially the ones that we can reach. There's nothing worse than going back to a drain call, a callback on a drain, and you open that panel and nobody just opened a panel. You look at the pipe, nice and clean, but nobody opened that panel, and that drain pan is full of gunk and buildup, right? It's just a matter of opening it up everywhere that we can reach. If it's something down the line, like a common drain issue, then it's not our call, right? Or at fault, right? Maybe they have to get a plumber out there or something like that. But everything that we can touch, everything we can reach, we want to make sure that we're cleaning that out. That's pretty much it.
Hey,
Go ahead.
hey, careful with these brushes, because whenever they get old, these things start falling off.
Yes.
So you're just gonna be adding them inside of the drain. So,
I've lost the entire brush,
Yeah.
like 8 inches into a drain before.
Yes.
yeah.
Especially.
But
The copper ones, the copper.
But to be honest, they are the better ones out of what's
Oh, they're definitely, the red ones are the
available
best.
in the market.
Yeah, they're the best.
The ones that we carry here, I mean, they'll work, but they're
I've definitely had those other ones go through and that spring expand out and you're just like, do I keep pulling more and just break it off in there and then deal with it? Or do I
happened to me.
just go ahead and cut it and push it through the rest of the way?
Yeah.
Just be mindful of the storage facility drains. A lot of those multiple units go into one common drain, but there's usually vents. Sometimes those vents can be over storage, containers.
So you don't
Be
have
mindful using nitrogen. If you're gonna use nitrogen, make sure there's no, because you will blow algae and water all over people's stuff. And
Quick thing on this, right? This is gonna be for your evaporator coil, where if you want 2 bottles when we're doing our maintenances, one for the actual coil cleaner, and we're opening up that cabinet, we're spraying that coil down, some over-inch cleaner that we can spray on there. This is an all-purpose. Again, big part of these maintenances, if it doesn't look like we did a maintenance, then we basically shouldn't have done a maintenance in the first place, right? So we're looking at things like cleanliness of the air handler cabinet. So we're taking this in our secondary bottle, we're spraying that down, we're spraying the insulation down, we're giving it a good wipe. A lot of the time you'll see that growth right on the plenum, right there on that supply. What is that an indication of? Moisture, right? For some reason that surface is getting cold enough, but water starts to condensate on it. Now that's a connection point there a lot of the time. And over time, even with really good connections, you develop that growth happening there. That's why we spray this stuff down on there. But in many cases, that seal was never done properly in the first place. There's too much of a gap, right? 1/4-inch gap, whatever it is. They slap some mastic on it. Let's get out of here. We can quote that. Let's rebuild that. Let's rebuild that plenum. Enough with that growth. It's disgusting, right? Something to look at. It's one of the 21 points, all right? So evaporator, general cleaner, leave the unit cleaner. And then lastly, the drains, right? As Zeus mentioned, everyone has their own preferred method of it. With that being said, there is going to be the best method and then everything behind that, right? So let's identify what is the best method to clean a drain. Number 1, in my personal opinion, is going to be a high CFM vacuum at the very outlet of the drain. Now, we work with common drains, so that's not always the situation, but when it is, we want to take advantage of that. High CFM vacuum typically means one that you can plug in. Those are going to be the most powerful. Next best option is going to be the battery vacuum, and they're only getting better. But if you have the ability to use a corded vacuum, that's the best suction you're going to get. That's the best clean you're going to get. As further down as you can get, as much as that line as you can suck out. Okay, so best case scenario, 3/4 inch all the way out through the wall and draining outside. You hook it up right there. You guys got some Widowmakers. Sometimes that's required to hook up to a condenser. Be careful. But that would be the best case. And from there, we go to the very opposite end of it, which is going to be drain pan, right? All the water is starting there, and that's where it starts. So that's where we need to begin our cleaning. Turn on our vacuum, open up our air handler, get in there and wipe down that pan. We're not just pouring water in that pan and calling her good. That buildup that happens in that pan needs to get out of there. The purpose of this cleaner is it displaces that growth that happens in the pan. That's why you add it to a dry pan. This comes in later. Well, let's get that cleaned out, that vacuum suck in. You're getting all that gunk out there. If you can't reach it, attach a brush to a stick and use that to get in there. I've used Panduit straps to try to just get it all broken up and get that water to rinse it out, right? From there, you move down the line. That's where you grab your brush, start cleaning your trap. Try to get this portion from right here to where that pan is. We've all pulled that off and looked inside there, and half the PVC is gunked up. Try to clean that out. Cleaning the trap, cleaning the line on, okay? That would be the best case scenario. Not many times you run into that these days. So what's the next? Using your battery back there to what Zeus was saying, hooking it up, and again, what's the furthest I can get at that point? Right here. Same process. Pan, trap, sucking it out right there. From this point on, though, tends to be a problem. A lot of the time it's a common drain. From where the trap is you're able to clean to where that common is, that can get backed up. How do we clean that?
Go
It says
make, a cut,
plumbing.
go make a cut further down and install a union.
Okay, I like unions. Have a union on your vehicle. Really nice, especially in those tough applications. If you get done with the drain cleaning and you're like, holy cow, that was a tough drain cleaning. That's an indicator that you could probably use a union, something that you can just unscrew and pull off the next time the guy goes out there.
Or even a clean out.
A nice clean out, rebuild what's going on there. Don't just accept what it is, okay?
What do we do in the case where every single unit does not have a clean out? There's no good way to clean that drain.
I guess water tool installment?
What if they never approve that quote?
Yeah.
So that's a good question, Jeff. What adds on time to our scope is ultimately what it comes down to. If we're going out to Q-Smart and every time we go out there it's taking us double the time because the drain lines are tough to clean, we want that information to find its way to the right people. As in that next PM, if they're not approving that, guess what? Their contract is increased. Okay? So we don't want you to accept that and be like, oh, well, it is what it is. Let's go through it. And then it takes a day and a half as opposed to a day. We don't want to be in that scenario. So it's like, hey, I'm here at this maintenance. These things have not been addressed, right? Zeus can reach out to the DM. We can reach out to the person above them. Hey, this is a problem. It needs to be taken care of. So not settling with that. Being aware if we did 5 years of maintenance at a location and all of a sudden we go in there one day and we're like, none of these systems have float switches. Quote it. We're like, what the? Does someone come in and steal our float switches? You've been doing this for 5 years. How are you just now finding out about this? Be mindful of that, right? Be mindful of what we're recommending. But if you don't have access from this point down, unions are nice. Cutting that, I like to pop a little nitrogen in there. Obviously be careful, you're on a common drain, you want blowing out other locations, okay? For the purpose of these cleanings is how much and how well of a job can we do. Not every application is going to be ideal, but go and do it with the same mindset. One end, the other end, breaking up the settlement, flushing it, filling the trap, cleaning the evaporator, where it starts, cleaning the pan. That's all part of a solid condensate cleaning. And whenever possible, just take the time and do it right. Will benefit us and the client for many years to come. So again, this goes on after you clean the pan, you dry out the pan, then you spray it down into the pan. I've heard that you're not supposed to spray it in the drain line. It's not for that use and can cause issues. Now, I don't know if there's truth to that. It actually came from Brian's own mouth. But it's supposed to displace gunk, allow water to slip off easier, gunk to slip off easier. It makes sense to spray it in there, but I'm not really tied to one way or the other. So
Don't just pour it down.
yeah, don't just pour it in.
Yeah, you wouldn't leave a, because whenever you do spray a good bit of that, like in the drain pans and everything else, you'll come back even like a week or two later, and it looks like the slimiest drain pan you've ever come across.
Yeah.
So like putting a large amount of that to where like if it can fill a trap, where it can fill a place where you've gone through and have like a bow in the line, it will form a sludge ball in there. That's why I like having a vacuum and doing that spray, just a spray, not like pouring it. Like we kind of like aerate it along the sides of it. So even if you do have like that sliminess, it's along the edges. So it kind of gets that same
I need a
idea.
small film, not like.
Yeah, you don't want to create puddles for it to go across. Just a film along the surface.
Thanks for watching. If you're willing, give this video a thumbs up and drop us a comment. Don't forget to hit that bell icon to stay updated with all of our future videos. And as a quick reminder, HVAC School isn't just a YouTube channel. Dive deeper with us at our main website, hvacrschool.com. Curious for more knowledge on the go? We've got you covered. Tune into the HVAC School podcast, available on all your favorite podcast apps. And while you're at it, join our thriving Facebook group. Also, don't miss out on our free mobile applications available for both iPhone and Android. We're all about community. For techs, by techs.